All right, are we ready?
Yes.
We've got your agua. We've got our Ariana Grande Pastille.
Do these things even work? Because I feel like I'm still clearing my throat even though I eat one.
Oh, I think you're supposed to kind of like massage it on your
The problem
tongue.
is that, yeah, I feel like if I keep it in my mouth while we're doing the show, then I'm going to sound like I'm chewing gum. So I try to hurry up and get rid of it before we actually start recording.
I would kind of consider it like a lozenge.
But they're chewy.
So just kind of let it, massage the tongue.
Good Lord. All right.
All right, here we
I
go.
wish I wasn't so nasally today. Right?
I'm like, oh my God. It's
We're
not
already
working.
having technical problems.
No. We're fine.
Damn it. I really like
Okay.
that song.
I don't know. Anyway, welcome to The Ugly Truth. This is episode 562. Ugh.
Oh my gosh.
And our microphones are working. They're connected to things.
That was their fault, Dub and Jamie.
You know what? Here's the thing, Stephanie. I want
I'm
to tell
not
you.
in charge of the technical support around
I want
here.
to give you just the briefest of brief. This was a thing. This was a war that occurred.
I knew this was a thing already.
You could tell.
No, because we had some other technical problems
We
like
did.
before.
We did.
So I think you guys were trying to address that to make sure we didn't repeat
Ever
the problem.
again. Because I only make one mistake at a time. Once done.
And what was funny is I specifically remembered you saying, "Oh, they're not plugged in," because you were like making an epiphany, like, "No, they're not plugged in." And he's like, "No, they are." So then later, when I heard the show, I was like, "Uh-oh."
So
I knew.
you saw the little interaction, the mini interaction that we had.
And there wasn't any tension, by the way.
It wasn't. It was more like
You were just like, "Okay, fine. Okay, that's not it."
I trusted
Done.
him.
Yeah.
And that was my mistake. So finished the show. And of course, in my personal humble opinion, it was one of our better episodes. I was very pleased with it.
Yeah.
And I came downstairs and I said, this
That
is good.
sucks.
I go, this is a good show. He goes, oh, really? I go, yeah, don't edit anything. It's perfect. And he goes, okay. Hour later, he goes,
Uh-oh.
he goes, and I'm watching TV and it's
He
late.
probably knew, like, oh my God, it's my fault too, because she said they weren't plugged in.
Yep. He
And
comes in and he
I
goes,
dismissed her.
He goes, so you were right. And I said, what are you talking about? He goes, the microphones were not in fact plugged in. And I said, what? And he goes, yeah. And I go, all right. So here's the reason though. Yes, I was very heated that the show sounded like garbage. I was really heated. But he came down and he finished the show and he's like, he goes, I think it's fine. It's listenable, and I said, okay. I know, and there's no way that I would have listened to it.
I couldn't listen to it.
Yes.
And it's not because I didn't want to.
No, I know.
I just couldn't. My brain was like, no, it's so terrible that
it felt awful to
I was
listen
I was
us.
struggling to listen.
Yes, because you were distracted by the
And
quality.
I was trying to hear what we were saying. And I'm like, you know what? I've only been listening to this for a minute and I cannot
already
even
can't.
understand what we're saying. Yeah.
Right. And so anyway, I said, all right. So I am absolutely seething. Seething in the couch, watching television, completely distracted,
Trying to pretend that you're not as mad as you are.
Right. So he comes and he sits down, and clearly I want nothing to do with him. And
Oh, so you were blaming him.
it was his fault.
Well, okay.
You don't think it was his fault?
No, I just didn't know if you were like, you know what, it doesn't even matter. Like,
Oh, no.
or if you were like, I hate you. This is all your fault.
I was very, very mad. And so, but this is why I was mad. And I was mad at myself as well. So he sits down, he goes, look, I know you're mad about it. I go, you know, what's really funny is I'm not actually that mad about it because things happen.
Yeah.
Right. I said, but you have this tendency to immediately assume that I'm incorrect.
Right.
I'm wrong. No, you're wrong. And he goes, I never said you were wrong. I go, you don't have to say it like that. I know
Right.
that you think she doesn't understand things, like I'm some kind of fucking moron. And he's like, I don't think you're a moron. I go, I'm making a point.
Right.
The point is that your default is just to expect she's wrong.
I know better.
I know better. I'm the producer or whatever it is. Because
No,
this
I get
isn't
it.
just limited to this.
Jamie, you're speaking my song.
All women understand what I'm saying.
yes.
This is not a thing. So anyway, and so he got quiet. And I said, I'm angry because your default is to say no. And then you backpedal when you realize, oh, yes, that is correct. I go, you don't trust anybody telling you this is the thing because somehow you know better than everybody else. I go, and it's with me specifically, I go, do you know how many times I go, and this is where I'm mad. I go, I am mad because I will literally choose my battles because I could do this all day with you.
Right.
And
all the times when I'm right.
And I don't want to because I don't want to put that much energy into proving you wrong all the time. I go, it's not my mission in life to show you how smart I am because you should just know.
This is my battle with Jerry. And that's why I'm so exhausted because we have been in competition for 24 years.
I just don't think that we are unique. I don't think this is a unique issue.
I don't think it is either.
No.
But it is so fucking annoying.
Well, and what happens, at least with women, I mean, I don't speak for all women, I speak for you and me, at least because you understand. It's like, I don't have time to make everything a fucking war.
Right.
So fine, I'm the dumb one. By all means, do it. And then you're going to do it my way anyway. And I can decide then, I told you so, or I can just be like, look, see, it all worked out. I said, I am so mad at myself because now you've got this impression that you
me?
No, I'm saying, I was telling him, I go, I am angry because I am the one that has been relenting all the times, all the time.
Right.
And I said, and the thing is like, I'm furious. I go, I am mad because I've allowed this to happen.
Right.
This isn't even about you anymore because this is a man problem.
Right.
And I'm not labeling all men.
No. You're right though. Jamie, I'm telling you, this conversation happened, I think, yesterday, where my son had showered and was out and was dressed and was ready for his hair to be brushed.
Right.
And I heard his dad say he started to brush his hair. And he's like, no, I don't want you to do it. I want mom to do it. He's like, why do you want mommy to do it? And he's like, because mommy does it better. So then I walked in the room. He's like, why does mommy do it better? I'm like, this isn't a fucking competition about who can brush the child's hair better. Why are you offended about this?
Just be done with it.
It's fucking stupid. You're offended about it because you think you do everything better. Or as good as me.
Right.
You asshole.
Right. So this was something where I could not get over it because then what happened is I finally came to peace with it.
Well, not only were you mad about that part of it, but the fact that the show was in your mind ruined.
Well, it was ruined in my mind only because it was preventable.
Right.
If he had said, you know what?
But it was too late too. There was nothing you could do about it.
And so if he had just said, you know what? You're right.
Or let me check that.
Let me
see
verify
if you're right.
None of the things. All I get is it is plugged in. And I'm like, all right, fine. You know what? I don't want to have this argument. My sister's here. We're ready to go.
It's fine. If you're right, then
it was just turned down. I'm like, no, it wasn't. But that's fine. You know, and so then what happens with someone like me with a temper from hell, I go, you know what? You're never touching anything of mine ever again. I'm doing everything.
I will learn how to do it myself.
And Stephanie, for days, I'm like, I'm going to learn how to do all the things and I'm going to edit the show and it's over.
Yeah.
He no longer is going to be a part of this. I got over it. Because he enjoys edit. He enjoys it.
And he's good at it.
He's very good at it. And so, and it's one thing that I don't want to do. Yeah. I don't want to do it.
If you wanted to do it, you would do it.
That's right.
Yeah. You would figure it out.
To me, it's like math and I just don't want to do it.
Yeah. There's no reason. Yes. Can I? Yes. Do I want to?
No. It's called delegating.
Right?
So anyway, this went on and so then everything was fine. I'd come to peace with it. And then the messages start coming in.
Oh,
they're like, what happened to the show? It's hard to listen.
Oh, and I was one of them.
And you weren't the only one.
Oh, bummer.
And I'm like, I'm so sorry. And I had one listener. She's like, I don't want to be a Karen because I know you guys just talked about Karens, but it was really hard to listen to.
Oh my God.
You're not a Karen.
It was a waste of an episode, honestly.
Don't say that.
It was. I was like, you know what? I almost wish they wouldn't have dropped it. Like I would have scratched it and
honestly,
played something. Because it was that bad.
Had I heard it, I probably would have told him to dump it.
Yeah.
But it was such a good episode. And if people were able to get through it,
I don't see how.
Then they got some good shit. In fact, some of the listeners were like, it was actually a really good show. It was just really hard to listen to. I'm like, and
my problem with me is because I have such terrible hearing because I already have to cut, and I wear headphones when I listen to the show.
Yes,
which I don't do every single time, but I do, and I think I thought it was a good show too, which is why
it was such a good show.
Listen to it.
I loved it,
and I was gonna you know what? I have time. I'm in my room.
We learned about you stapling your thumb.
Oh, that's right.
My concussion from the 2x4.
That was funny.
It was a great show.
Yeah, because I was actually remembering things. Which
we have a good show today too.
Yeah,
but anyway, so with all that being said, crisis averted, war has ended.
Yeah.
He's back in the good graces of God and me, and we've moved on.
And he's making cocktails to bring to us shortly.
We have doubled and triple check. Everything is going finally.
I'm like, do we need to stop and like play back and listen?
I thought about it, but we've already done all that.
Okay, good.
So all you had to do was sit down and sit in the microphone. All is well.
Great.
Anyway, it was, you know what? He was pale white. Like, it was not a good day. He was not
sorry.
Good. He was very sorry. And then
it's really hard to be mad at Daryl for long periods of time. I can see you getting mad at him. I know he can be a dick. I've seen him.
He's a guy, of course. But you know what? You are correct. The anger does not last long.
Yeah.
Because he's genuinely.
He is.
Although, I mean, I will say, he goes, I said I was sorry. I go, oh, I'm sorry. Am I supposed to just suddenly not be angry?
Right.
All right.
Yeah.
That's not how that works. At least not in my world.
Right? You have to pay and suffer a little.
I have to get through it. I have to process my anger because I have a lot of it.
Right.
And you knew this.
Sorry.
So here we go. Anyway, so the pandemic is still slowly starting to relax.
I guess for a lot of people it has. So it may be weird for them to hear us say that, but you have to remember we live in California.
Well, not only that, but I just mean in general, the numbers in over the world are going down.
Oh, you mean like
like illnesses.
Okay.
COVID.
Yeah. I thought you meant like restrictions on people.
Well, yes, but also that COVID seems to be, it has taken its toll. We're in a recovery mode. You know, people are still getting it, but it's like minimal.
I think people have probably some natural immunities.
Well, I mean, yes, we all got it. Yeah. I mean, all of us got a version of it at some point. If you haven't gotten any of them, I mean, I don't know what's going on. You're very fortunate. But most of us have had at least one version
or
of
exposure of some sort. Yeah.
So things are starting to relax and restaurants and bars are open and you can go and relax.
Well, that's what I mean. But I'm telling you, like in Florida.
Oh, I know.
They only had for 3 months.
Yes.
So Lauren doesn't get it. That's my daughter. She does not understand when I'm telling her, like, she's like, you're still like, it's been 2 years since we had any restrictions here.
Yes. Well, Florida is a special kind of town.
Well, I'm telling you, but so was California.
I know.
We are literally the only one in this entire country that is still in a state of emergency.
Oh, he hasn't taken it off
No.
yet? Oh.
It's been 2.5 years.
I didn't know we were still in a state of emergency because there's no more mask mandates. There's that
just went away on a week ago, and he still has not lifted the state of emergency.
Oh, he will. There's that's got to be a funding.
There's a
reason.
lot. It's a funding thing and it's a
Yeah.
power thing, and there's a lot of pressure on him to pull it. So
He will.
He will.
He will. Anyway, my point is with all of that is that things are open and relaxed, and you don't have to wear a mask when you walk into a place,
Which is so great.
Yeah, I mean,
it's taking some getting used to.
It was kind of like that already, but basically what I'm saying is I have not been to a bar in 2.5 years.
Right.
I've been out, like I've been to a concert. I've obviously been out to dinner. We've done all the things, but I've never been to a bar. So, Greg and Glenn, Greg is the hairdresser, my hairdresser, Glenn is his husband, and they've been dying for us to go to Tres Hermanas.
Right.
Tres Hermanas is a restaurant bar here in Sacramento. And we've been trying to get it together for a while, but the problem is, he goes, you're going to have to spend the night if you do it.
At their house?
Yeah. You can walk to their house.
Oh.
It's like super close. We actually walked to Tres Hermanas for our evening.
Oh, great.
And he goes, but you're going to have to spend the night. And I said, really?
Or Uber home.
He goes, yeah. And I said, well, we'll see. And so the day of, I said, okay, we're going to Tres tonight. And I'm a little worried because they're like, you're going to spend the night, da-da-da. And he goes,
like, oh, that's so much commitment.
He goes, listen, if we're doing this, we'll Uber at the very least,
Right.
Nobody likes no adult likes to spend the night in another adult's home unless you absolutely have it planned or it's necessary.
Yeah.
Like there's reasons why you're staying at someone's adult home.
Pretty much.
Especially when it's not planned. Like,
well, yeah, and especially if it's in
be
the same city that you both live in. It's like, okay, wait, why am I not going home?
Exactly. And I would stay at their house if I had to, but I don't want to stay at anyone's house.
No one wants to stay at anyone's house.
No, I want to be in my bed.
That's why when people like my friends who've had like bachelorette parties or birthday parties and weekends and they rent houses and they're like, yes, there's plenty of room. And I'm like, that's so nice of you. But like, I would rather die than do that.
So if I rent a home for our anniversary weekend, you're not staying?
Because that's your family.
Oh, okay.
I can be ugly around you.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I don't have to make excuses and like be polite all the time.
Cool.
That's the only reason why you don't like doing stuff like that, right?
Oh yeah. I mean, it's not my favorite. I mean, I want my own room.
Yeah, but I mean, even then you have to like go out into their hallway and like run into them in the bathroom.
Hello.
Yeah, it's like, okay,
Everybody's
usually
got
have
their
my
morning
my
thing.
coffee. Yes, no.
So anyway, we're like, he goes, are you staying or are you Ubering? And I said, well, I think we're going to make our way home this evening, whether it's Uber or Daryl's going to stop drinking or something. We're not going to be irresponsible. So we were sitting on the couch. It was the morning of, and I turned to him and I said to Daryl, and I said, okay, so today is Trace Romano's day. And he said, yes. And I go, now we haven't been out. Like, we have not partied like this in a really long time.
Yeah.
We have partied in Napa, but we could literally walk to our hotel room and it was not the same. And he's like, yeah. And I said, we need a safety word. I said, because one of us has to stay responsible and we
can't be like blackout.
We both can't lose our minds and go, this is a wonderful time and just think it's amazing. I go, we have to.
Which is fine. But there's always that one last drink that puts you over to the edge where you're like, I can't undo what I just did.
Right.
So I guess you got there.
Yes. So he goes, I understand. I go, so safety word, banana. He goes, okay. And I said, if you see me losing it, because that happens.
Yes.
For you and I know.
It's happened to me.
It happens. And when we start having a good time, nothing else matters.
I usually turn into like a snail where I like retreat into my body. And because I'm like, I'm so fucked up. I don't want anyone to know.
So
and vomit is imminent.
Okay.
So it's like, I don't want to get to that point when I'm in public.
No, I've never done that, thank God. But
I haven't done it in a long time.
Public anyway. I mean, I have definitely vomited somewhere other than my own toilet and it ain't good. But anyway, he goes, okay. And I go, if I'm not behaving, I go, you have to intervene. You have to.
Which means you can't get that drunk either.
Yeah. And he's way more responsible than me.
Is he?
Yes. Because he wants me home safely.
Right,
so
right.
He's very, yes. So we get to the place.
And guys have a higher tolerance for alcohol.
Oh, absolutely.
They just do.
They do.
It's a biological thing.
I did know that, but I'm glad to know that.
Yeah, I read it.
So
because we have more fat. And alcohol stores in fat. Even if you're not fat.
Oh, you're right.
Women's bodies
are higher in fat.
Yes.
You're correct.
Yes.
We're not as lean.
Exactly. That's what I meant.
So we get there. It's packed.
Oh my God. Was it like a Friday or Saturday?
It was a Saturday.
Okay.
And it was like 6:30ish. We walk in and Greg and Glenn know all the staff.
Of
course. Because
they can walk there.
Well, this is their hangout.
Right. If I lived within walking distance.
Oh God, Stephanie, this is like their norm. It's like they walk in, they're like, hey, it's the cheese.
But this place is fantastic.
So we walk in and they're like, and they're all, is our favorite waitress Lupe here? And the girl hostess, she's like, who? And he's like, okay, never mind, you're useless. So he finds somebody else and they're like, well, I guess we're going straight to the bar. So we went to the bar is packed. Somebody leaves and Greg, Glenn, and Daryl go, take that seat. So I sit down. The bartender saw them walk in the door and proceeded to make their pitcher.
Oh, lovely.
So, because they know the bartender, and he's adorable, of course. Both the bartenders were really cute. And so...
That's good business.
Very. And so I saw them making it, and I didn't know it was ours.
What color was it?
Well, it's just a traditional margarita on the rocks.
I love prickly pear.
And they float a little Grand Marnier on it. I know.
My favorite.
Every time I see Grand Marnier, I think of you.
When we order margaritas, that is the only way we get them.
See, I don't. I like them regular raw. I like them tequila.
Well, there's nothing wrong with being a purist.
They're so fucking good that way. Anyway, so they made it. He poured in no joke a half a bottle of tequila, Stephanie.
Oh God,
on the rocks.
Hopefully the good stuff.
It was the best tequila I have ever.
That's dangerous.
Yeah. So he gives us our drinks. Everything's on the rocks. He listened and didn't give me a salted rim. I was pleased.
Yes, I do not like the salted rim either.
I'm the only one. Oh,
Jerry likes it.
Yeah, Daryl doesn't mind it at all.
Jerry likes it.
Yeah, so I don't. Anyway, so we get all our drinks. Cheers, cheers. We're sitting there, proceeded to drink that pitcher like it was nothing. And
somebody say cheers.
Cheers. Oh, here comes producer Dub with cheers, cheers. Yay. What is that? Oh, it looks citrusy.
Jamie's favorite.
No, I like it. What is it?
It's a French 75. It's a gin champagne cocktail.
Oh,
with
Lord.
A rosé champagne twist.
Yum.
So it's gin. What else?
Simple gin. London needs to be London gin. Simple syrup. Lemon juice. Rosé champagne.
I'm salivating. I'm salivating right now anyway because I'm premenstrual. Sorry, Daryl, but it's true.
That happens to me sometimes.
I hate it.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, so we're sitting there. We have our first pitcher. The place is packed. And here's something that happens when you've been secluded from society for a year or two. You start talking to people.
You?
All of us. Thank you. All of us. Cheers.
But you have to remember that you're awkward. So you can't do that.
I know.
You're awkward and you're drinking good tequila. All bad.
Oh, this tastes like lemonade. You're going to love it. Oh my God. That's so good.
Fabulous.
That's really good. French 75.
I didn't taste it, so.
That's
taste
just
some.
exactly what I needed. Yeah, drink it. It's
Take
so
a little
good.
sip. A sip. Don't get a mouth oil on it.
Because if it were me, I'd be like, that's yours.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
That's tasty. You don't want one of your
Delicious.
own?
Too.
What?
It's sweeter than I thought it would be.
Which I love. You know me.
Yeah, that's really good.
Because when you said gin, I'm all,
I could probably,
Okay.
for me, I would probably lighten up on the simple syrup a little bit.
Oh, that's true.
nope.
Anyway, so we started getting really social and talking to people, and I get one drink in me, and the woman sitting next to me has got a margarita that was the special of the day, and I'm like, excuse me. I go, is this the special of the day? And she's like, yes, it is. I go, is it delicious? And she's like, well, yes, it is. I go, well, I might have to get myself one of those. But here's what's hilarious.
Who are you?
Here's what's hilarious.
Oh, no. It gets better.
Here's what's hilarious.
I told her, I'm like, wait, you do know you're awkward.
In terms of the people side of things.
All of us asked this poor lady what this drink was.
She's probably like, these drunk idiots.
We just got there.
Oh,
but
God.
anyway, she gave up her seat.
I bet she did.
No. They were
She's
done.
like, here, have it.
They
Get
were-
away from me.
They were done. In fact, she did not really drink her drink, so I don't know if she actually liked it or not. But there were these two really uptight couple waiting, trying to
Karen
see.
and Ken.
Yes, trying. Well, they were young, so it was probably like
Ken and Barbie.
it was Scott and Cassandra.
Megan.
Yeah,
She had like a name
It was
like that.
Megan and Joseph.
Or Cameron.
Megan and Cameron. Cam and Megan were waiting for these things, and they were conspiring, thinking that they were going to snatch these seats.
Oh.
With these two 6 foot tall men.
They were
standing.
aggressive. Yeah.
They're just like, psh, 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 psh. And so
They're
they
drunk.
thought they were going to get these chairs, and Greg and Glenn are like, "Oh, fuck you!
We've been eyeballing them for an hour.
These are our seats." And
Yeah.
so, and they're like, "Thank you," and they were just and. She even said, "You guys are going to have these seats, right?" And Greg and Glenn are like, "Yeah, thank you so much," And so they immediately just sat in there, and these two were like, "Well, I never." And so then they handed the bartender a 20 and said, "Can we please have 2 cocktails?" They were
What'd they
pouting.
order?
I don't even remember. Probably they were margaritas.
Oh.
But anyway,
Yeah, I guess everybody would have one of those there,
Yeah.
huh?
So second picture in.
Oh, Lord.
This gentleman shows up, and I don't know who he is. Greg and Glenn don't know who he is. Daryl has no clue who he is. And I thought we all thought he was from Pakistan. Like he looked like that. But he said he was from Guatemala. And we're like, "Oh, hello." And he was giving us his whole life story. We have no idea why this gentleman is speaking to us.
He's going to spike your drink.
He has a son with him, Gavin. His little son, Gavin, who had his iPad, was there talking.
See, I hate it when people do that.
So, but
Then I feel like an asshole because there's a small child there and I'm
we were all
heavily.
being kind because nobody was hammered yet. We had only had 1 or 2 cocktails
I
each.
say the F word even when I'm sober.
It was so loud in there that he wouldn't have heard it anyway. But he's like, "Did you hear that, Gavin?" Like he was that kind of dad. And it's fine. He was a very nice gentleman. But we didn't know who he was, and he was saying that he was engaged and stuff. I mean, nobody.
Something weird always happens when that. Okay, but did anything weird happen?
Well, we thought he was gay, and so I thought maybe he was.
This happened to Jerry. I told you this exact scenario, except for he didn't have a kid. And at the end of the conversation, Jerry just thought he was being nice. He asked him to go back to his hot tub at his house with him.
Oh, okay.
It was like the middle of the day. Jerry was in his painting clothes.
Did he go?
Swears he didn't.
So anyway,
I don't think he would have told me if he did.
And you know me,
not that he went. I don't think he would have told me the whole story.
So I'm getting the full life story on him. He's
my
a real
God.
estate agent. He used to be a lobbyist. All these things. He claims he's engaged. His woman is outside because they're waiting for a table. So she's out there with her best friend, and he just came in to get a soda for his child and a cocktail for the ladies. And we're like, "Oh, okay." And so
I'm so suspicious of everybody.
So Stephanie,
I must have
been hitting me more than I realized, because Greg is like, "Go find out if the girl is real." And
Oh, God.
is she even a real, and I said, "Okay, fine." So I said, "You know what? I'll help
Did
you."
he pickpocket one of you?
No, I said, "You know what? I'll help you take these out." So I took the cocktail, his girlfriend's cocktail, with me. And I said, I'll walk you out. So I walked out with Gavin and his dad, and I went and I presented this woman who doesn't speak a lick of English from Mexico. She was beautiful, by the way. And I handed her a cocktail and I said, hey, you know what? We should do a selfie. So I got down on my knees.
Have you lost your fucking mind?
And we did a selfie.
With the wife?
The fiance and all the people. And so I walked back in and I said, she's real. And I showed him the photo.
Meanwhile, I'm standing at the bar going, what are you doing?
She told you if she got out of control, this was your first clue.
This was your duty. You were supposed to say banana.
Yes, that would have been the time to say it.
So anyway, after that, Greg's like, holy shit, she's real. He goes, I swear to God, I thought I saw a ruby slipper fly out of his mouth. I died.
He's my kind of dude.
Oh my God. And I said, well, I'm not going to say it because it's not up to me. I go, but I definitely thought that he was picking up on
something weird.
I thought he was flirting with Greg and Glenn. I really did. I legitimately did.
You never know.
So anyway, we enjoyed the rest of we were sitting there, and then at some point, someone that Greg used to work with like 100 years ago shows up, and he goes,
why does that always happen?
He's all, Lloyd? And Greg's like, and the guy's like, yeah, hi, how are you, Greg? And I'm like, how do you know these individuals? And he was an odd duck. I'm like, what is going on? And he goes, we used to work together at such and such. And I was like, that was like forever. It was like 3 lifetimes ago. He goes, I know. He goes, in fact, I think I was still straight back then. I'm like, what? Who is this person? Shit. But the one thing I have to say is I'm very aware of the fact that when you and I and our siblings go out, we attract
attention.
People. People start to flock.
Yeah.
I don't know why that is.
I don't either.
They do. Well, guess what? Greg and Glenn have the same thing. This is not the first time we've gone out with them where people just start showing up and talking to us like they've known us for 100 years. I don't know what that is.
That makes me uncomfortable. I mean, it's great.
Well, it's annoying.
Well, no, because I'm so suspicious.
Annoying. Me too. We've been drugged by people.
Yes.
So anyway,
precisely my point.
Yes. Anyway, so after all the shenanigans, now Greg says that we had 3.5 pictures. Oof. Would you like to go into detail? I thought it was 2.5.
Confirm.
3.5?
Oh my God.
So we ordered nachos. I remember specifically ordering them. And Greg and Glenn.
Let's be honest, you would know if you had nachos, even if you didn't remember knowing that you.
Greg and Glenn ordered some as well.
I love nachos.
I remember the nachos coming out. And I remember going, Snachos! And they came, and I had like 2 or 3 chips with salsa. And the next thing I know, they're all gone. And I don't know who ate them.
Probably all of you.
But it wasn't me.
Oh, well, then I guess Greg and Glenn.
And maybe Daryl, I assume. And then,
but that's not good because
someone said, and here's the thing, he switched to water, and at no point did anyone offer me water.
What?
Nothing.
Banana.
Right? Now, I'm not blaming anyone. This is my own fault.
But when you get drunk, you start to forget things like that.
I gave her water.
Oh, okay.
Did I drink it?
Yes.
Okay, I don't remember any of that. But at some point, I don't know who, I don't know when, shots went out. Everybody had a shot of tequila.
Oh, God. You didn't.
Daryl didn't. He declined. I did not.
That was smart.
Like an idiot. I did not decline.
That is where I should have said banana.
Yes.
Was this one?
Yes. Or maybe the third picture while you were starting the fourth.
So I did the shot and it tasted like water and I went, oh yes.
God, Jamie. I'm going to throw it for you.
So we were done. I don't remember walking back to their house, but we did. And thank God we had to walk.
Right.
Like, whatever.
I've told you, though, that sometimes the startle of no more noise and cold air can make me like, okay, now I'm going to puke.
Well, what happened was...
Because now I'm spinning.
I start spinning.
Yeah.
I hadn't yet, though.
And
because
can't stop
I'll be honest with you, Stephanie, very rarely do I get hungover on tequila. It's rare.
Oh, God. It makes me hallucinate.
I can drink so much.
Oh, I can't.
And tequila specifically, not other things.
I cannot.
But I can metabolize it well, and I never get really, really hungover. So,
it's not even, for me, it's not hungover. For me. Yeah, for me. That's like when people say I hate it. Like I want to hurt you.
On a side note, I saw a Facebook a Facebook post the other day. This is not a person I know. And they said, my parents' car got tooken. And I'm like, what?
I mean, the grammar and such on social media makes me want to gag. But, God.
Okay.
No, but
anyway.
It's not the day after for me. It's always the night of, like when I'm trying to lay down.
Yeah.
And if I'm spinning, I'm telling you, the blow dryer is a cure. Very few times will the blow dryer not work.
So you put it in your face and you just let it blow on you?
So I go in the bathroom just in case I'm not successful. Like it doesn't work no matter what I do. It's been a long time. But yeah, I just turn it on. I put it on the cool. I lay it on a towel so it's propped up, and it shoots me in the face. Oh. And if that doesn't knock me out of it, then I'm throwing up.
So we get back to their place, and this is when the fun started because I mean, we didn't drink. Well, it was funny because I just had my hair done like 2 days ago. And Greg's like, "Did I offer you more cocktails?" I'm like, "No." He goes, "Did we pregame before we went?" And I said, "No." And he goes, "Oh, okay." So he does not remember much either.
We brought cocktails home.
We brought half a pitcher home. They bagged it for us.
Oh, God.
But we didn't drink it. We never drank it. We did?
We did.
We did?
Glenn immediately walked in the house, opened up the thing, and poured the...
Did I drink some?
Yes!
I don't remember.
You had an actual blackout.
Holy shit. I don't remember drinking
I don't think
it.
we finished them, but we
I don't remember
drank when we got back.
Wow.
And had toffee.
I do remember the toffee.
I thought they said coffee. I'm like,
toffee.
What? That was pointless.
Glenn makes
English toffee. He makes English toffee.
Yeah, you told me about that.
Anyway, so apparently we had more cocktails and English toffee. And then Glenn is like a lot of people where he's like, when he's done, he's just done.
Right.
So he fell asleep.
Passed out on the couch.
He passed out on the one couch where we were all at, where the music was being played, and then at some point he got up, I think, to go to the restroom or something.
And he never came back.
No, he moved to another couch.
He moved to another couch and fell asleep in another room.
Aw.
So he was out, and so I'm like, well, that's good. As long as he's safe, who cares, right? He's done partying. It's fine.
100%.
So, and it's only like, 10 o'clock.
Oh, God.
It's not even in the wee hours of any morning.
But you guys had consumed so much.
We did.
That would put anyone on their ass.
So then at some point...
Especially if all you had was nachos.
Well, here's what's really funny.
Kidding me? Why didn't you guys have dinner?
Well, because they were packed and we just couldn't get a table. So we just ended up staying at the bar.
Okay.
So actually, we did get a table and we let it go because we were having too much fun.
Oh, God.
We're like, we're not leaving. Give it away. And so we stayed at
your
the
seats
table.
were such hot commodities.
We weren't done.
Like, if we get up, we're never coming back. Yeah.
So I went to the restroom. I came back and Janet Jackson was playing. And Daryl goes, for someone who doesn't like a woman who whispers when she sings, all the words, Greg.
For Janet Jackson?
Yes. Because he said she's a woman who sings when she whispers.
Does she?
Yes.
Okay, now we'll have to listen.
You will. So then he goes, oh, I know. Play Michael Knight.
It was like Mark Knight.
No.
Mark something.
Mark Knight? Well, no, because we talked about it. It was because isn't Michael Knight like isn't he
That's
the
Knight Rider?
Yeah,
that's from
Knight Rider. It's Mark
David
Knight.
Hasselhoff.
It's Mark Knight. Play Mark Knight. In fact, when he said play Mark Knight, I'm like,
and David Hasselhoff does sing.
I'm like, damn. No, it's Mark Knight. It's EDM. It's dance
No, I'm
music.
just saying
it's techno or something.
I think David Hasselhoff does sing.
He does. So he goes, no, find Mark Knight. So he played Mark Knight and it's all, and we're like, yeah. So me and Greg are like out of our minds.
I was waiting for the beat to change, and it felt like a half hour.
Because it's techno. It's just the same. It's the same.
That's why they played in clubs.
Yes. And so we're dancing. And then at some point we actually hit butts because we were dancing. And he's like, butthole! Like that. And so for like 10 minutes, he's all, go butthole. And so finally,
Oh my God.
at some point we said, we need to leave. It's time to go home. And he's like, okay. So Greg walked us out and he tripped down the stairs a little bit. So Daryl had to escort him back up to the house.
Am I going to have to cut this out?
No, I got Greg's permission on Friday.
Okay, good.
Which is why I'm talking about it.
Okay.
In writing?
Verbal. I got verbal consent. So we get in the car and I said, put the top down.
Oh my God.
So he's like, all right. So because we took my car. So we took the top down on the convertible and we go all the way home and I'm like, wow! I felt like the girl in 16 Candles.
Oh my God. Yeah.
So we get home. I'm like, holy shit, I'm drunk. So
At least you didn't give me a birth control pill.
I thought immediately, I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to vomit. Like I expected it. I didn't.
Great.
Which was worse.
I don't know if, I was about to say, sometimes when you throw up, you get it out. And
so
then you're
all
not
I remember is at some point I was on the bathroom floor. Daryl comes in. He goes, hey, do you want to go to bed? I'm like, I don't know. I'm not sure.
Bed is sometimes bad.
So I went to bed thinking, well, if I'm going to throw up, it's going to be when I hit the sheets and then I'll wake up going, oh my God, I got to get up. And it's fine. Go to bed, completely passed out.
Good.
Woke up the next, like 5 or 6 o'clock
Then
in the
you felt like
morning.
shit.
And then I felt drunk. just drunk. You know, I'm like, oh my God, I'm still drunk.
Water.
So, nope. I had no water, no food. And then it wasn't until after I ultimately threw up that I ended up getting Gatorade. And that was at like 7 in the morning.
Oh, that's right. We did talk that day briefly.
Because we were supposed to do a show that day.
Right.
And so I'm like,
I knew you were hungover. Even though I hadn't talked to you, I knew you were going out.
yes.
And I was like, and I hadn't heard from you yet.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Jamie's normally like fucking up and at him. Like, oh, are you coming over to record? I'm like, I haven't heard shit.
Nope. In fact,
I bet you she is hungover.
I don't know if you reached out or if I reached out.
I did. I said, let's do a show on another day or whatever.
You said, hey, maybe
we'll just have it, we'll let it drop late.
Yay, or
and
whatever.
you were like, you know what? I'm good.
No, you know what I said? I said, actually, it's a holiday weekend. We're not even doing
That's
the show.
right. That's what you said.
Because we don't have to.
And then I knew, I'm like, oh, she is fucked
And you're
up.
like, if that's what you want, I'm like, it's what I want. And I said, and then finally I relented and I said, Stephanie, I'm still hungover. I just don't even think I can do it.
Knew.
No, I know, but I admitted it. And you're like, that's fine. I took a sleeping pill. And I'm like, okay, thank God.
I did.
We're both out of it. We're both not willing. We're both not interested.
I had insomnia that whole week. So I was desperate for sleep.
I didn't start feeling human until about 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Oof.
And Greg did text us at one point
to say, are you okay?
No, he just said we had so much fun or something like that.
Wow.
And then Daryl responds, he's like,
No, so I...
Oh, yeah, you have to say
I did a text to just let him know we had made it back.
Right.
To which I didn't expect him to respond.
Right.
Because based on the condition we left him in, he was not going to be awake.
He would get it in the morning.
But what I sent was, made it home, had a great time, butthole. Or something like that.
He was probably like, butthole?
Yeah.
he was terrified.
Oh my God.
I may have left some punctuation out that made that text unclear.
He was so worried. He's like, why are you saying butthole? He goes, did I show you my butthole? He was sure something inappropriate occurred. He's like, oh my God. And he remembered nothing.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
So I texted him, I go, no. At one point we were dancing and you were singing.
He's like, oh, thank God.
And he's like, OMG, why?
So anyway,
his mind was probably like, oh my God, that could mean so many things.
Right? And so yesterday I was there getting my hair done.
So funny.
And he's like, okay. So I sit down. He's like, hi, how are you? He goes, okay, you have to explain to me, what is butthole? Like, what is that?
He literally did not know.
He had no idea. And I go, didn't Daryl explain it? He goes, not well enough. And I said, okay, so this is something that he's been marinating on for like 2 weeks.
Wouldn't you?
Yeah.
If you were
Yes. And so.
And he's like, wait, Glenn's asleep in the other room? What in the hell?
Because I don't remember anything. So anyway, he goes, please explain to me. I said, okay. So I explained to him what I just told you.
Right.
And he goes,
it was very innocent.
He's like, oh, okay.
But funny, yeah.
And I said, nothing weird happened.
Right.
That's never going, we're just friends, you know? And he's like, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, he couldn't remember, so.
No. And I said, yeah. And I go, now I don't know. I'll explain to you why you started saying it. But then we continued saying it. I chimed in at one point. It was just a thing that happened.
It was just funny. Yeah.
It was just hilarious. And he's like, I can't believe that happened. And I go, I know. It was really weird. But you know what? I mean, I broke a nail. I came home with a broken necklace. I don't even know what we did.
God.
Like, I mean, I have no idea. All I remember is going, I broke a nail. Because I ran into someone's chair. And he starts laughing. He's like, you broke a nail. I mean, it was like an absolute insanity.
It was like Animal House.
It was fun.
Okay.
And so after I was all like normal again, I told Daryl, I said, you know what? This is what happens when you are just up and, you know, you're locked down and, you know, the pandemic is coming to an end and everyone's relaxing again. I guess. I go, I've never been so social with strangers in my life.
Right?
I hate people.
That's not happening to me ever.
You would be surprised.
Well, yeah, okay.
You would be surprised.
I think it's because I work and so I still have to tolerate people.
Even when we go to Napa, everyone's like, hi, hello, friend. Aren't you so happy we're alive? It's like literally this relief. It's like the celebration of being alive again. It feels so good to see humans that aren't sick and dying or protesting. It's so nice. Yeah. You know, and I really think that's what it is. It's building our community. I swear to God.
Oh my God, what's happening to you?
I'm gonna go.
Yes.
Bye. Enjoy
Thank you for the delicious cocktail.
Thank you for my French 75.
Yeah, you're welcome. I just wanted to make sure you told the story right.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. There was more in the car, but we'll talk about that later.
Okay.
That's not sure.
Is it rated G?
That's not show-worthy stuff.
Oh my God, no.
No, it's fine. It's nothing.
Don't talk about it.
Cheers.
No one's talking.
Cheers.
Anyway, so that was my first night out. I made all the mistakes that rookies make.
Well.
I didn't drink any water. I didn't eat anything.
Yeah, that is bad.
And you know,
well, according to Daryl, you did drink water.
Apparently, but you know what was funny is when I ultimately threw up, it was one of the most violent pukes I've had in a long time, and
At least you were of sound mind.
I
when it
burst
happened.
blood vessels, and you know what? I
Yeah.
threw up in like the morning, which is way worse, and I looked like shit. But
You probably felt better after that.
when I threw up, I remember I was actively, violently throwing up, and I'm like, this is all booze. It was
Alcohol.
burning. I'm like, is it bile?
No.
It was booze. And I'm like, and not like a chip came out of my mouth. Like, and that was it. And I mean, and I'm sitting there throwing up going, God, I didn't eat anything. Holy shit, this is bad.
No wonder you're so wasted.
I was so sick. And so I'm like, no, this is not who I don't do this. I never do
Right.
this. I get tipsy and I'm good.
Well, you're allowed.
Oh, yeah, apparently.
Yeah, I mean, you know.
But Greg was like,
I wouldn't recommend making a habit out of it.
Craig's like, you know, we warn people because they're big men. They can drink a lot.
Right.
You can't keep up with that.
Well, I mean, and everybody has different tolerances. I'm
I
telling
am
you.
absolutely never doing that again.
I
hope I don't eat my words, but
you'll do it again.
well, not like that. I mean,
You just don't hope it's a long time before you do it again.
it's just not pleasant. It's fun for about a minute, and then
It's
you're
fun.
just.
No, it is fun, but I mean, the price that you have to pay is sometimes questionable. Like, is it worth it?
I just have not been that blackout drunk. In
Yeah,
years.
I have not either. thank
Years.
God.
It was amazing. Okay.
not my thing.
So really quick, we're moving on. I know you probably won't watch it, but I'm watching The Gilded Age, and it is exceptional. It's exceptional.
I'm sure it is.
But you have to like history and period pieces, and if you're not into it,
I was
then
going
you're
to say,
not
is
gonna
it
be
a
into
period piece again? Because this is literally all you watch.
That's not true.
Or vampires and zombies.
I do like vampires and zombies.
Yeah.
No, in fact, I watched Underworld yesterday, and I'm like, this is really an underrated movie. I just love Underworld.
I don't know that word.
I'm also watching a show called Peacemaker, which is on, I believe it's on HBO Max, and it's a offshoot of Suicide Squad. And I don't know if you like any of those things, but
No.
Peacemaker.
I don't know if I don't like them. I just don't know them.
It's so good. I'm just saying, it's definitely not for children, so don't let your son watch it.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of like The Boys. I don't know if you watch The Boys on Amazon Prime, but it's very much like
I watch everything.
I don't watch everything.
I mean, I
These are
don't
all-
even know any of these things.
Oh, okay, that's fine. That's fine.
No. I mean, I'm sure I'm the only one.
No,
but-
you know what's funny is that I've been watching Peacemaker, and I came across it because some people that I follow, that I'm friends with on Facebook, they were watching it, and I'm like, oh, I don't know if I want to watch that. And then I started watching. I'm like, first of all, you would love it in a sense because the whole soundtrack is hair bands, everything, all of it, and it's not just Skid Row, which they do play some Skid Row in Guns N' Roses, but it's also like,
He's got good social media, by the way.
but it's also like the random ones that no one remembers. And that's like the Choir Boys, or you would know the song if you heard it.
White Lion.
Winger.
Wait.
I haven't heard that one yet, but it's really.
Chance to love
They just remember how great they were as musicians and singers back in the 80s. The hairband people, the hairbands were great.
They're so underrated.
They are.
Especially now that there's no good music.
Right. And you know what?
Because at least you had variety back then.
On that note, Daryl and I went and saw the new Batman.
I've heard it was amazing.
The Batman. We saw it on Friday night.
Everybody's giving it good props.
We went at 9:30. We went to the Lux, which is the 21 and over.
Right.
Wait, servers come, give you cocktails and popcorn, and we did
your go-to theater. I know.
Well, it's great because there's no children.
Yeah.
And I mean, when you're watching a movie like that, you don't want some kid going, "What are they saying?" You want to be whatever. So
feel you.
it's like all adult. Everybody's ordering their cocktails, and you go sit down. They bring you your popcorn or whatever. So the Batman was so much better than I even expected. I knew it would be good
of course.
because I love all Batman.
Well, they waited a long time to release a Batman, right?
an
Actual Batman that wasn't like the Joker or the Dark whatever.
The Dark Knight is a Batman, but I think based on the plot and based on what happened at the climax, they definitely held off because of real life situations. Because there's a lot of gun things. And so I think that's why they waited.
I feel bad for them that happened.
Me too, but it was fine because it is cinematically amazing. And at one point, it opens with a Nirvana song.
Oh, cool.
And I went, grunge is back, bitches. This movie is going to make grunge come back with a fervor this summer, and I am living for it.
Okay.
And so Robert
22nd.
Pattinson plays the Batman.
Oh, great.
And what
Good choice.
He looks so good in the suit.
Yeah, I
he's
bet.
got the best jawline for it, but he's also a great actor. But he has the emo hair. His in this movie, Bruce Wayne has black hair, but in this one, it's modern day, and so he has the long like emo bangs and stuff.
Cool.
And he's kind of pale.
Yeah,
and I'm like, first of all, the whole movie feels like a gothic novel, like a graphic novel, and then it's very gothic and dark and emo. And I'm like, I'm loving the vibe of this entire thing. The casting was amazing. The acting, Colin Farrell plays the Penguin, looks completely unrecognizable.
Oh, awesome.
It's so good.
I want to go see it now.
So after it ended, Zoe Kravitz plays Catwoman. And so after it ended, I have to see it again. I never say that about movies.
Really?
Never. I don't need to see anything twice.
We've seen Spider-Man twice in the theater. It was good.
I will see that one again. That one was really good. But I'll watch it at home. I won't go to
I
movies.
heard that, that the Batman was not, that was more of a psychological thriller.
It is absolutely true.
And it wasn't a super, like, every CGI.
No CGI,
crazy.
hardly any.
Yeah.
It was so freaking good. And so anyway,
Which is maybe why kids don't like it.
that's fine. Yeah.
I mean, like my son.
Yeah.
He was
It's
just like
definitely not Marvel. It's a very adult version.
Yeah.
And I am living for it.
Yeah.
And it was funny because a couple of friends of mine had seen it before me. And he said it's one of the best. And these people are hardcore Batman fans as well, like I am. And he's like, it's literally the best Batman I've ever seen. And I love all the Batmans.
Yeah, I do too.
And I said, I can't wait. And so I told Darren, I'm like, we're going today. We're going to go see it. We saw it. And I'm just like, it didn't even feel like 2.5 hours.
Wow.
It was so good. So anyway, I highly recommend Peacemaker, The Batman, Gilded Age if you're into history, American history. You don't have to watch it if you don't want to.
I might watch it like when I run out of things to watch.
You know what? You might go, this is boring. You know?
No, you know what? If I have to think and I really have to pay close attention, then I have to not be exhausted, which is almost never.
Yeah, it's not cerebral. It's just a character. It's all character driven. There's not a shit ton of action or anything like that. It's about the time when old money and new money were happening. The titans of industry were coming in and making billions of dollars. And there was a big class difference. And old money is from like the Revolutionary War. And they're just like, who are these new robber barons? And why are they taking all of our shit? And they're very English oriented, where the new people are like, no, this is America, bitch. But they were super sophisticated and proper. And the new money is why we have the Met, why we have the Whitney Museum. And, they really made New York what it is today. And anyway, that's why I love it so much, because it's history.
And that is your thing.
Yes. So also though, I did watch Top Chef.
Oh yeah. See, I
love it.
The shows that I watch are shows that I can watch without a lot of brain power.
You know what though? Those are important.
Well, I mean, they are to me because I work 50 hours a week.
They're
and
important
I'm
to everybody.
Yeah, I'm like, I just can't.
And I love Top Chef.
Yeah.
I love it. And
there's been seasons I haven't loved.
I don't know.
I'm waiting for this one. It's only one episode in.
I don't know all the people, but
I'm glad.
Do
you know how tired I am of seeing the same damn chefs that they keep bringing back?
I would agree with you on that.
I'm over it.
I would agree with you on that. I will say that I've already, you know what? Sometimes I'm wrong, but I'm already seeing some weak links in the giant crew of chefs that they have brought in to compete.
It's so hard to say on the first episode, though.
It is, but I will,
because they're really just figuring it out.
And
like the kitchen,
they started with the group challenge.
They always do, because they have to thin the herd right
immediately
away, because it's 15 chefs.
Yes.
And they really want to get down to the last 10.
And then the 5 is when it gets really dicey.
Well, the 5 is usually when you're like, well, one of them is going to win, right?
Right.
So they're all great.
It's taking place in Houston, which I think is cool because I don't really know much about Houston. I didn't realize it was the 5th largest city in the country.
Yeah.
I thought that was really cool. And so for that aspect, I'm looking forward to seeing all the things they're going to show us.
Yeah.
However, some of these chefs, I'm like, if you want to do Southern food, I'm good with it, but you better make it better. Because they were keeping, like when that guy did cream corn, I went, you're going to have to do something better than that, dude. Like, that's not going to make it happen.
The beginning is usually, yes. The beginning is usually when you will see the people who know what the competition is all about and have really studied it and know how they have to start versus the people who don't know at all.
I'm just going to be myself.
They're just going to be themselves. And sometimes themselves is great.
Yes.
But if you're just kind of middle of the road and you live in a town where, you know, you're
the best there.
Yeah. You really have to step up your game.
Well, I hope they do, because I would love to see some refined Southern food, to be honest with you, because that's really,
I would love to eat it.
Personally, I think it's really hard to do. And if you can do it, then
they say simple food is harder to do.
Elevate.
Because it has to be perfect.
And it has to be everything. Yes.
Yeah, you can't make something simple and then have it be mediocre.
No, it's got to be perfect.
It has to be perfect.
That's true. They say that about a lot of things that seem simple, right?
Yeah, the simplest things are sometimes the hardest to do. So I am excited about the season.
I can't wait. I'm already ready for the next episode. Anyway, the champagne's kicking in.
Yours or mine?
Mine.
Oh, I'm like, I've only been.
All right. Let's do some HUglee.
Oh, God.
Sorry. Sorry, I just choked on my own champagne.
I shouldn't have done that.
Sorry. Let's do some HUglee and Awkward Moments this week.
Wah, wah, wah.
This episode. Oh, no, you don't want that. No, I don't know. Anyway, HUglee and Awkward Moments of the week. Rookie moves.
Oh, God.
Here we go. I have 3, and they're all very funny. The first one, when I was in college, I took 11 shots of whiskey at a party and told everyone in the room I'd been molested by my priest when I was a kid. This wasn't true because I'm Jewish. Everyone was sympathetic and kept giving me shots to take the pain away.
Oh, God.
I have no idea what happened after that, but I came to at 4:30 in the morning in a playground tube slide down the street, and I had peed my pants.
Oh, God.
I hate myself for that story. I'm like, yeah, that's a low point.
That's
right?
pretty bad. I have empathy for people who lose bodily fluids because of being drunk. Oh, I've done it, so.
Actually, when I was throwing up a couple weeks ago.
Well, these days.
I was throwing up.
I can't even laugh too hard.
And this is what happened. I had gone to the bathroom, and it was in the morning, and I got up.
I never have an empty bladder. I can pee and walk out of the bathroom and still have to pee.
Stephanie, I sneezed this morning and wet the bed.
Seriously.
Literally.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
I was sitting on the bed and I was doing something. I sneezed and I went, holy shit, I just peed
and
myself.
You can't have a spontaneous moment anymore, like a sneeze.
Let me tell you.
Everything has to be planned.
I giggle all the time.
So do I. It doesn't matter.
I couldn't believe it.
I'm so grateful.
Why am I so
grateful that I hang out at work with 2 other women who are both 40-ish, barely, and have had children.
You see a woman who's had children and she sees it in the store, she's crossing her legs.
We all do it.
Achoo!
We do it when we start laughing too hard. I'm like, wait, no.
Cross your legs. Here we go.
Yeah. Like, squeeze.
All right. It was 2011, so Uber wasn't a thing. I took a shot that went down wrong and threw up all over my table at the bar.
I've done that.
You have.
Not at the bar.
This got me kicked out, and I was sitting on the sidewalk outside dry heaving when I saw a taxi with its light on drive by the street in front of me. I jumped up, ran after it, yelling and waving my arms. It stopped, and I jumped in and told them my address. I realized the moment I closed the door that I was sitting in the back of a police car.
Oh my God.
Luckily, the officers were in a good mood and they just made fun of me for a while, pretended they were taking me to the station and took me home instead.
Well, if you're that officer, you're glad that of all the places you jumped in that as a drunk girl.
Yeah.
He's like, this could have been so much worse for you.
That's probably why they were lecturing her. And they're like, we're taking you home, but we never want to see this again.
Yes. Oh my God.
And then laughed about it.
I would laugh.
So this is something that would happen to me or you. It was my 21st birthday, and I was wearing ridiculous heels.
Oh, God.
I got a drink from the bar, and as I was walking back to the table, I tripped coming down the stairs and went flying into a group of men at the bottom. They went down like bowling pins.
Oh, my God.
I accidentally hit one with a glass, and all the way down that had my cocktail in it. I spent the rest of my birthday in the emergency room with 3 of these men. I had a fractured elbow and cheekbone. The other guy had stitches, a fractured nose, and a fractured hand. They called me Strike because I left no man standing. They were very nice about the whole thing. I never wear heels out to save everyone from myself.
Oh, my God. Well, you know my story about that.
No, tell it again.
I wasn't even in heels. No, I was just in a dark restaurant that had elevated tables with a little step that you had to walk up to.
Yes.
Because it was an oceanfront restaurant.
Was it the Dirty Fish?
No.
The Dead Fish, I mean.
No.
The Dirty Fish.
It's in Pacifica, and I cannot remember what the name. It's still there. I think it's called the Breakwater.
The Dirty Fish is my ex's wife. No. Sorry.
No. But I was having a Karen moment, even though I didn't do a Karen thing. I was just mad. went to go to the bathroom and tripped and literally face planted in front of.
So you got
50
humbled
people.
immediately. You know, the bartender's like, huh, karma.
Oh my God.
Didn't you just want to leave?
We did leave.
Oh, good. I'd be like, we're leaving.
We went to the bathroom. And when we came back, I'm like, we are out of here.
I can't stay.
Yeah, that they were trying to like make up for the terrible service and like
Yes.
we want to give you free dessert. I'm like, fuck your dessert.
Just
Get me the hell out of here.
I'm leaving.
This was 2 hours of me trying to get dinner, and I was so drunk from sitting there so long.
Oh boy.
Because there was nothing else to do
But drink your
yes,
cocktails.
that was the one thing that they managed to keep plentiful.
Oh God. But no food. That sucks, man.
It was terrible. I was
Screw you
pissed.
guys. Anyway, all right. Well, that is the show, believe it or not.
All right.
So thank you so much for listening, and thank you for enduring our mishaps. And I hopefully this is much better. I know it will be better.
I hope so too.
Never again.
Never.
I want to get a dog.
And a surprise birthday party again. I'm Dudley Moore in 10.
Wait, what?
Dudley Moore in the movie 10.
Oh my God, Stephanie. What are you, 100?
I love that movie. It's hilarious.
Liza Minnelli is so ugly.
Liza Minnelli is in Arthur.
Oh,
Bo
10
Derek
is Bo
is in
Derek.
10.
Never mind.
Yeah.
In fact, that's funny that you say that because I said, you know how everybody's really into culture appropriation right now, and women can't do anything without being called out for wearing hoops or whatever, braids or
Really?
whatever. Well, not
Oh,
so
yeah,
much,
yeah.
but
I know what you mean.
Anyway,
Like Kim Kardashian does.
and I said, I fucking refuse to give up my hoops. I have chola hoops. I'm Mexican. I'll wear these fucking hoops till the day I die.
I didn't know that was a thing. I'm glad I didn't know.
Anyway, it's not. That's the thing.
Yeah.
It isn't. It's not a thing. Anyway, I
should be
said,
if it is.
I think I was talking to Mackenzie, and I said, you want to see cultural appropriation? And I showed her Bo Derek in 10.
Right?
And I said, no one said boo about this.
And no, it was trendy.
Everybody had braids.
As a matter of fact.
In fact, I had braids like that. I had cornrows.
I don't remember you having cornrows.
I didn't walk around like that, but I mean, I definitely gave myself cornrows at home.
I think I do remember
I've been
that.
playing with my hair for so long. I do all the styles.
I mean, it's just so dumb that you're not allowed to play around with your
you
hair.
are allowed. No one's mad.
I'm like,
No one's
yeah. When
mad.
I was getting my nails done the other day, and I swear to God, every random woman, they just want to talk to me. I don't know why.
I don't either. You're so mean.
I am. But she was telling me about she had just gotten back from vacation in Mexico, and she was as white as she can be. You know, she was in her 50s, early 60s, retired, you know, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, yep, we had a great time. She's like, they have hair braiding on the beach.
Yes, that's very
So she's like, I did it. She goes, I thought I would hate it. It was so cute. I loved it. I worked the whole time I was on vacation. She's like, want to
awesome.
see a picture? I was like, yes.
And?
She showed it to me. She looks adorable.
Oh, that's cute.
She was just as cute as she could be. And I'm
Love
like,
it.
yeah. I'm like, and she's like, and it was so much fun. She's like, and I loved it. And then I took him out and I came home and vacation
That's
was
really
over.
cute.
And I'm like, yeah, like what's wrong with that?
Nothing. There's nothing
I
wrong
thought
with
was
it. No
cute.
one
I'm
cares.
like, I would want to do it too. I would
no
think
one-
it was cute.
No one has time to care about stuff like that.
Some people do.
Well, then we don't, and nobody knows who they are.
Yeah.
No one knows who those people are. Who are you?
They're the people that are on comment sections and social media.
Yeah.
Those people.
Who are you?
Yeah. I don't know, but I'm just saying they do exist on social media.
That's right. All right, everyone. We'll see you next week. Bye.